RM did a live. He was saying that he absolutely hated the experience. I really felt for him.
Nakakatuwa yung sinabi pa niya. Parang I thought I was gonna do a good job.
Which is also what we thought about him. Diba?
Oo,
Parang sa
actually.
kanilang lahat, siya yung naisip ko na talagang magsa-thrive. We know he was so proud of his house na parang, my God, the house is so you. Ikaw na ikaw lahat to. And then, during that live, he was like, this is not me anymore. Hindi na ito. Papalitan ko lahat to. Hindi na, parang these are all parang reminders of the past me who
Of
I'm
the old,
not
yeah.
anymore. Hindi pa natin nakikita si Namjoon with like his activities. Pero ako lang personally, kitang-kita ko yung shift kay Hobie. Pero nung Freedom Day niya, his smile was different. And then, diba, Jin had this whole shtick that he kidnapped Hobie para, oli ka na, mag-variety ka na ulit, idol ka na ulit eh. He was so different. His whole demeanor changed. And it hasn't been something he has actually really talked about, the difference. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but I'm just saying, sobrang ibang-iba na siya.
Correct.
1, 2, sarang!
Hey! Annyeong, this is Trency.
Hello, my name is Pia.
Hi, I'm Monica, and welcome to another episode of 1, 2, sarang! Hi!
Hello.
How
guys.
are you guys? Kamusta naman ang inyong gabi? Ang inyong mga gabi, maulan?
Or hapon.
Or umaga or hapon. Are you in the car? Are you in the banyo? Are you at home thinking about things? Daming tanong. Oo. Pero may tanong ako. Ito yung tanong ko for our episode. Well, to start it off anyway. Was there an instance in your life na you were forced to do something that was absolutely against your will? What became you out of this situation? What became you? Okay. Pia, what's your kwento?
When I was still a reporter for CNN Philippines, I used to do their morning show, and that was like my happiness because I get to interview people and be parang super happy in the morning. And then one day, they told me that they wanted to reassign me to cover Congress. And sobrang ayoko talagang mag-cover ng Congress because my beat has always been health, lifestyle, tas bigla akong lalagay sa politics. So, ang ginawa ko, kasi yung Congress, usually the sessions start in the afternoon, lalo na kapag sa plenary session, and it ends at like 10 p.m. Wala, matigas ulo ko. So, pinush ko. Sabi ko, gusto ko pa rin mag-morning show at magko-congress. So, 4 a.m. nasa opisina na ako, natatapos ako 10 p.m. Ewan ko bakit ginawa sa sarili ko. But there was a time of my life. It was like that. My golly gosh.
Grabe. The energy of youth.
I know, youth siguro.
Grabe.
Lalo na kapag eleksyon, kailangan, gusto ko ako pa rin magsasalita hanggang 10 p.m. newscast. Kapal ng mukha eh. Inassign niyo ako eh. Sinabi niyo ako eh. Di ako. Mula umaga hanggang gabi. Mukha ako. Wala kayong choice.
Yes. Oo, magsawa kayo.
But do you think nakatulong to sa life mo?
I guess like it also opened my mind into like politics. If that was a good thing or a bad thing is for another conversation. But yeah, nakakaano naman. It expands your world. I got to meet a lot of people. I'm still in touch with a lot of them. So yeah, I guess friendship is the
Friendship?
Network.
Oo.
Network
My
is the key.
friends. Correct.
But at least you got something out of it, right?
Yeah,
And
I
that's
guess.
a good thing. Ikaw, Trency, anong nakuha mo from this incident? What happened?
Yung akin, and I think a lot of people will be able to relate to this, is the pandemic. It's something that we had no choice.
Correct.
We had to get through it. And we were forced into seclusion. Parang ganun. And I think for me, the big change that happened to me then was I used to live in my condo in Macapagal. So that has always been my condo. And wala akong choice. Kailangan bumalik ng Cavite. Kasi lockdown, alam mo yun, and I was gonna be alone. And I mean, I would prefer, being in a bigger space kasi hindi ka nga pwede lumabas. Kaya bumalik ako sa Cavite sa family home namin. So, ayun. So, the condo is still there and I would like to take this opportunity to plug. Yes. Yeah? Kasi since that condo is still there, and I think ito yung takeaway ko from this experience, na since nakaalis ako doon, so we were able to rent that place and make money out of it. And at the same time ngayon, it's gonna be an Airbnb. So, ayun. And it's right near SM Mall of Asia, so MOA Arena. So, sa lahat ng mga tao na pupunta doon para mag-K-pop concert or if you have like
God, si Park Bogum
events,
padating. Pwede tayo
Oo nga, pwede.
Okay.
Girl, let's go. Alam mo yon. And yung place namin kasi may balcony siya facing the river, facing
Manila
the
Bay?
entirety. Hindi naman Manila Bay. Wala tayo sa ganung level. Hindi tayo Conrad.
Hindi yung Han River view.
Oo.
Hindi na, sa ano lang ako, ano yun?
Estero?
Estero view lang ako. Pero maganda kasi yung since open siya, kita mo talaga yung Mall of
Skyline.
Asia. So, pag may mga fireworks, ganon. So, kitang-kita mo talaga siya. So, yun. So, it's gonna be an Airbnb. So, mga titira doon in the future, sa mga titira doon for events, at titira pupunta doon for concerts and events, like, guys, hit me
Please
up.
link. Ilalagay natin sa YouTube.
We'll drop the links in the bio. In the bio talaga natin. Tinake over ko talaga yung Instagram. But yes, or message me. Message us.
Oo, para
let me
makabigay
know.
ka ng 10% discount. Yung
Correct.
nagdidikta for the Sarang base.
For the Sarang, tsaka na-excite ako. Pag kunyari magbubook kayo, sabihin nyo sa akin na magbubook kayo as a Sarang Bay or you're there for like a K-pop concert. Because I will tailor, hindi naman completely, but I will like put little like surprises for you there.
I love it so much.
Share the K-pop live.
So, ibig sabihin, matutulog ako doon, nandun ba si Bogum? Katabi ko ba siya?
Oo, pero siguro yung hanger version
yung
lang
unan
niya.
version. Ako una naman.
Okay na yun.
Pwede rin naman. Oo, yun. Oo. Una naman. Parang ulo lang. So, yun. So,
Guan Chic! Nasa estero na si Guan Chic!
Oh my God. Oo, magana siya mag-fisherman siya doon. Marami nang isda doon sa estero na yun, by the way.
Makita na natin siya doon.
So, ayun. I guess that's like my little, change that ultimately led to a business opportunity. So, yun.
Oh. My kwento naman was that when I was younger, so I used to be schooled in this school in the South. Tapos, from kinder to grade 1. Nag-apply ako for another school, a bigger school. Pero ang tagal dumating ng results. So, akala ko I was gonna stay in that old school, my kindergarten school. As in, may books na ako, nakapag-enroll na ako, may uniform na ako. I was so excited kasi diba may change ng uniform from kinder to grade 1. And then, biglang dumating yung results that I got in. So, yung parents ko, they're like, okay, you're not going to that school anymore. You're moving to the big school. And I was like, not having it. I was like, no, talaga. I was very, very young, pero sobrang naalala ko talaga na I was so angry that I had no choice in the matter, that I had to let go of my plans because I got in this other school and then suddenly I had to re-enroll and then I have to get new uniforms and another different set of books.
Dapat kasi binagsak mo yung test mo eh.
Dapat di mo ginalingan.
mo yan. Oo nga, ginalingan mo masyado.
Oo.
Problema ba yun?
Oo, problema yan kasi hindi mo nakuha yung gusto mo tuloy.
Oo. Ay, nako.
Pero,
ginalingan.
I mean, since I had no choice and I ended up going to that school, I mean, I feel like I was able to have the best time of my formative years in that school. I feel like I wouldn't be this person if it wasn't for that school. So, at the end of the day, ito yun yung perfect na your parents know better kind of thing. Obviously, hello, grade 1 pa lang ako.
Wow! Old soul ka kasi, old soul.
Okay. And then, true enough, ang laking benefit na nakuha ko from that forced decision, forced enrollment. Minsan talaga may ganun, parang kailangan mo lang din talaga mawala sa comfort zone, I guess.
Yeah.
And then you find out na, meron naman palang something here. Positive naman kahit papano.
Character building.
Character building siya. But actually, itong topic natin for this episode is, well, is it really a character building kind of thing? Because we are going to be talking about the South Korea mandatory military service, or what some call the military curse in K-pop. The idols who go through this, does it change them? And does it become a curse in their careers? I will be asking why it's a curse, quote unquote, who are cursed, but is it really a curse? And finally, another curse. Is there a way to lift this curse? Obviously, the reason why we're talking about this, kasi recently, kakalabas lang sa military si RM, si V, si Jimin, at si Jungkook ng BTS. Grabe, no? Package deal. The armies have been celebrating, and it's been a little bit of a fiesta feels talaga. At sakto dahil kaka-festa lang, diba?
Correct.
Gusto namin to pag-usapan kasi suddenly, here is BTS, and we're wondering if, are they gonna be cursed? Kasi nga, kakatapos lang nila ng military. So, what's gonna happen? But before I get into everything pala, let's talk about what this mandatory military service in Korea is all about. Ang Korean mandatory military service, it applies to all able-bodied Korean men. And they have to go through it when they reach their Korean age of 18 to 28. So the duration of this is between 18 to 21 months. It depends kasi on the branch of military that they get into. So it's 18 months if they go into the military or the Navy, and 21 months pag Air Force. And yes, they are able to choose which branch of military they want to enlist in. And then what happens is, for 5 to 8 weeks, they go through a boot camp. So, military training muna siya. And then after that, they go to a specialized training for their assigned military branch that they want to get into and the roles that they are assigned to. They do get a salary when they enter this, kasi technically this is military service. So, they do get a salary as soldiers. And apparently, it varies by rank. So generally, it ranges from 640,000 won to 1.5 million won. Ang lowest rank, so that's 640,000 per month. That's about 26,000 pesos. And then, yung medyo on the higher end na, sergeant, that's 1.5 million won. So that's about 62,000 pesos. And si V ay lumabas ng military as a sergeant ng SDT. So, ibig sabihin,
yaman na niya,
guys, naka 62,000 siya. 62,000 pesos compared to the how many millions that he usually gets monthly.
Makabili siyang bagong bag.
Peanuts lang. But technically, itong amount na to, the pay is significantly lower than the minimum wage. So medyo on the lower end pa to. But at least meron, 'di ba? Now, in this mandatory military service, there are exemptions. So, alam natin to, aware tayo sa mga exemptions na to. Those who are not in good health. So, ito yung may mga injury, yung may mga mental health concerns. They are exempted from active duty. But they still have to do the military training. After or during, they do the military training, but technically their post will be in social or government work. But for those who have really severe illnesses or injuries, they're exempted from the service completely, as in they don't even have to go through the training. There are exemptions also sa mga special skilled individuals. So, ito yung mga violinists, yung mga pianists, yung mga athletes,
mga
ballerinos, Olympians, Pero parang I read something that the athletes, hindi necessarily Olympians. I think yung Olympians automatic. Pero you can also be just an athlete provided that you have won gold medals. So, sa mga major games. So, may ganong criteria pa siya. But they
So
still
hindi
have
pwede
to
sa liga
do...
sa barangay.
Ang sorry. Yung mga
Unless
summer
na ikaw yung
liga.
all-time champion. Kasi parating ikaw, MVP.
Hall of Famer.
MVP,
Oo, Hall of Famer
ganon.
ka.
Oo.
Lahat ng barangay, kinukuha ka, binibigyan ka nila ng residency sa barangay na yun. Citizenship sa barangay na yun.
Dapat may certificate from SK. Ganon.
Correct.
Pero, exempted sila from active duty. But they still have to go through boot camp. So, that's still involved. Ngayon, in 2020, there was actually a revision in the Military Service Act, often referred to as the BTS law. So basically, that law allows K-pop stars who have received government medals to postpone their service until they turn 30 years old. So, government medals, aka when they win the Order of Cultural Merit, which BTS got for themselves in 2018. That's why they were able to enlist at a later time.
I have a question.
Yes, Trancy.
Does it
yes.
have to be like a K-pop star? Parang, or can you be like like a K-drama actor? Pero you
I
got
think
that.
pwede yun. Basta meron kang, kumbaga, national artist, kind of. Some
So
sort
as long
of
as you have
accolade na
that.
ganon. Yeah.
So as long as you
So-
have that
so-
cultural merit, Cheverlu.
Yeah.
Go.
So, para acknowledge na you have contributed. I mean, you don't just get those awards kasi with, any lang eh. Medyo, kailangan malaki talaga yung contribution mo to be able to earn that medal. Now, why is there mandatory military service anyway? So, as we know, South Korea is still technically at war with North Korea, which sucks. So can you believe this military conscription began since 1957 pa? So it's been 68 fucking years. This has been going on for 68 years where men are made to go to military service so that they can prepare for themselves in case North Korea attacks. So grabe no, parang wow, war. At the end of the day, hindi lang siya safety, security issue. Kasi like, there are other countries who have mandatory military service. Pero yun yung because a lot of them are actually just there so that, they exist so that, para lang merong sort of civil service, service to the country kind of thing. But for Korea's case, it's because they're still at war. So parang medyo nakakaano siya. Dun 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 kind of thing. I kind of even went deep dove pa to this. Apparently, did you know that 80 out of 195 countries in the world have mandatory military service?
Wow,
Tapos,
dami.
ang dami nun, no?
Thailand also has.
Madami.
Thailand has, pero sa
Singapore.
kanila, lottery drafting. Singapore,
Correct.
they have. Pero parang nagigets ko sa Singapore because they're such a small nation and kung sino man yung nag-enlist voluntarily, I'm sure it's not enough to defend or help their country. Because, the military isn't just there for war. It's also there for like, in times of, what do you call that? Yung pag may mga disasters, mga rescues, alam mo yun. Sobrang haba ng listad and very interesting. And some countries actually require women also, pero sobrang liit lang compared to the many of these 80 na men lang. And then, parang may nabasa din ako na yung ibang requirements before being eligible to get into this mandatory service. You have to have acquired higher education. Pag, I guess, hindi ka nakagraduate ng high school or something, you're not eligible. So, may mga ganon. And some, yung military service, it's basically civil service. So, it's not necessarily for the military. It's really so that you can help the government, help the country in like a civil way.
Civilian. As a civilian.
As an official way. Kasi, I mean, as a civilian, you can, diba, help also.
Cheer
Anyway.
you on, ganon. Okay.
So that's the military enlistment facts. So going back to this K-pop career death sentence. So, ano ba yung mga alam yung mga kwento na mga boy groups were cursed? Sino bang may naalala ba kayong mga groups na because of military enlistment nawala na lang sila sa kanilang popularity and
I did like a little bit of research on this. Because like, parang, medyo as a recent K-popper, hindi ko pa naman experience yung parang disappearance
biglang nawala.
of a boy group because of like military enlistment. Wala pa naman akong ganong na-experience. But like, yung mga nakita ko mga names, parang, they're familiar and that's why I don't see them anymore. Kasi parang, nawala na pala sila. So, one of them that I've seen is Pentagon. So, sa Pentagon, parang I think 2 of their key members left for the enlistment. And then after nun, hindi na sila naka-recover. So, pagbalik nila, parang you can see the decline talaga through how their, singles and their albums post-enlistment charted. So, talagang before nun, parang they had like number one sila sa Gaon. And then after nun, wala na silang anything. And then they're still technically here. They haven't really disbanded yet.
Yeah.
But they don't have a lot of activities. So, parang technically,
nagsa-solos na sila. Kasi sobrang love ko si Hui. Pero parang yun nga, wala na siyang group activities. Correct. And sumali siya ng Boys Planet. Anyway.
Sumali ba siyang Boys Planet? After
si
Pentagon?
Sa first, siya yung leader, vocalist and producer. Nag-Boys Planet siya season 1. Yeah.
But this is after Pentagon. Talaga?
Pentagon Wii pa rin siya nun. Kaya nga parang nalilito ko. Kasi pwedeng ipagsabay yun eh. Di ba parang yung mga 101. Di ba pwede may ipagsabay yung 101 and being a member of another group.
Okay. So pwede ka pala pwede ka pala makisawsaw. Magaling silang multitask.
Oo. Pwede ka mag-two groups.
Oo.
Anong tawag doon pag dalawa yung jobs mo?
Sumasideline?
Sideline?
Rumaraket?
Racket.
Ang tanong, dun yung racket? Yung pagiging Pentagon niya? Or yung pagsali niya sa
Sa Boys Planet.
Sa Boys
Kasi
Planet.
didn't make it to the final cut. Anyway.
Yeah. And then actually, nung nakita ko pa isa pang name, parang, there's also Block Bs. Pero parang, like, we know Block B, diba, as armies. Like, we know that sabay silang nag-debut. Tama ba? They debuted the same year and then they even went to the show together na nag-dance off pa sila.
Correct.
At nagpakita ng abs si Jimin. Yes.
Correct.
yun. And then yun nga, parang like, nawala na sila. Parang, I mean, like, I think they're still, they haven't disbanded yet, but they are on
Nag-come back
hiatus.
sila last year.
Nag-come back naman pala sila
Kasi
last
10
year.
years yung pinaka-popular nila na song. And a lot of people are still so shocked na si Zico ay galing sa boy group. Ako rin Parang nauna ko siyang nakilala as Zico bago ko nalaman na Block B siya.
Gets.
Diba? Tsaka si P.O., another favorite, na parang napapanood ko siya sa mga K-dramas and sa other variety. Tapos parang, may group pala siya. Tapos last year, yun, parang, or early this year, yung song nila na Her, parang they redid it. So, parang gano'n.
Pero parang, in a way though, parang like, they haven't gone back to their height, I guess.
Not really. Because nagsari-sarili na rin
kasi
sila.
nagkanya-kanya na sila, nag-solos na sila. Ayun. Pero I guess parang ganun yung mga nangyayari, no? Mostly.
Yeah.
Parang
like
ganun nga.
After, parang
Enlistment.
they kind of go their own way.
Yeah. I think like, in terms of Block B, parang madami din silang naging issues internally, and I think there's also a member who left. So parang that affected it. Which also reminds me, if I could dare say, pasintabi na lang sa mga XOL. Pero I feel like EXO as well is affected by this. Even if before pa nag-enlist yung mga main, like, I mean, not main, because, syempre, ilan ba sila? OT 12? 12 ba sila? Or ano? But like, parang, di ba madami nang nag-alisan bago pa nag-start yung enlistment era ng mga, ng mga members. But like now that it feels like, I think everybody is back, if I'm not mistaken.
Seo na lang.
Kasi yung makne nila. Si Seo pa is
September is
still
coming
serving.
back.
Pero parang medyo even before they enlisted, it felt like parang yung peak nila bumaba. And they released the song last year, 'di ba? Tapos parang it did not really make that big a splash.
Correct.
Na parang sobrang nakakagulat because EXO yun eh. It's at the top. And parang right now, we'll see what will happen, but for me as an observer, as an outsider, it feels like they're also affected by this military curse.
I kind of remember like when they did a comeback last year, the bigger issue was it was supposed to be them complete. But then suddenly, Kai had to enlist.
Yeah.
Like, out of the blue. And if I recall the kwento correctly.
2 years ago na pala. So, hindi yun last year. Kasi nakalabas na si Kai eh. 2 years siya kasi
if I remember correctly, parang even Kai didn't know that he was supposed to enlist na pala.
Correct,
so there was a little bit of mismanagement, I guess, in the timeline. So he was supposed to be around. They were supposed to be complete. But then suddenly he had to pack his bags. Cause like, yun.
Correct.
And I feel like that kind of ruined the intention of that comeback.
Yeah.
Because like, okay, so one's gone, another one's gone. Oo. Diba?
Ang dami talagang factors, no? It's not just like, obviously, the government, the mandatory enlistment, but also kung paano siya ima-manage ng company para hindi rin siya masyadong blow sa mga fans and maayos yung buong transition process.
Tama ka. Parang ultimately, yung management yung gagawa ng paraan. How is this gonna work out eh?
Ikaw yung mata nun eh. Ikaw nag-organize ng lahat
ikaw nag-organize eh. Parang, I mean, these guys, they go and like, they're gone for like 2 months. Like, who's gonna work without
2
them?
years.
Diba? I mean, it's the management who's gonna be left behind. So, they're the ones who really have to create a plan. Diba?
Yes.
I mean, kung death sentence siya, hindi siya death sentence na yung individual ang may pakana, or rather, yung government yung may pakana. For me, para death sentence siya, not just because of the government or dahil umalis siya, but because of mismanagement.
Yeah, exactly. Considering that's been around since 1957, as Monica said, parang alam natin realidad ito, bakit hindi natin pinaplano ng maayos?
Correct.
Although to be fair, yung idol world, hindi naman since 1957. So kahit pa paano, so technically
no, but I
ang
mean
mga...
like that they know that they're gonna enlist anyway. So that the management knows that it's gonna happen. So they should plan for it. I remember like even before pa, isa yun sa mga minamarket ng Pledis about 17 kasi para silang military proof because they have foreigners. Oo, ang dami nila. Hindi lahat mag-enlist. There would always be an activity somehow. Parang isa yun sa mga sinasabi nila before.
Totoo.
Ang dami kasing factors. Planning.
Correct. Ang dami kasing factors as to how the death will happen eh. Parang alam mo yun. Like, the fans will not care. Alam mo yun. Magkakaroon ng change in the music, the current of the music industry.
Correct,
and
exactly.
The management has to plan ahead talaga para they can ride that wave of changes habang wala yung mga boys na to. So,
true. Lalo na't sa industriyang to, this K-pop industry, ang very, very important sa kanila is visibility.
Correct.
Like, the moment that you're not visible, the moment that you're not felt, you're gone. And kahit nasabihin natin na super hardcore fans and like, alam mo yun, mag-pledge tayo, no, I'll never forget you, I'll always be loyal, ganun. I mean, at one point, you'll also get bored and, that's when you start exploring another group or something.
Correct.
Until eventually, baka iba na yung gusto mo or something. Kasi, I think yun yung nangyayari in some cases. Most cases at least. Lalo na yung mga first and second generations.
Yes.
They lose that momentum because they are not seen. And then, so literally enlistment means hiatus. At alam naman natin ang hiatus sa K-pop. That is pretty, that's why a lot of these idols are so scared of hiatus, diba? Kasi parang, it means you're not seen. So you don't know how people are gonna react when you come back. Are they gonna accept you again? Diba? It's a pretty huge deal. And not to mention, ang napansin ko rin pala sa mga research on these deaths nga. So, habang naghihintay yung ibang members nga, for the other members to come back. Syempre, they have to do something. So they do solo work or something. They release their solo albums, solo singles. I guess that's also a time kasi when you get to explore na, maybe kaya pala nila mag-solo or kumbaga merong growth in their art, their craft. Na in a way, I think that kind of shifts the chemistry of a group kasi hindi na kayo sabay-sabay nag-grow.
Yeah.
Diba? So I feel like It's a huge factor when this happens. And I feel like this is what has happened to EXO. Parang, as individuals, ito yung na-observe ko, like, as individuals, lahat sila nagsipag solo work. And they're all so great. They're so good kasi. These are very, very talented men. And I feel like, I mean, of course, I would love for them to come back because, you know, the fans deserve, you know, them to come back din naman. But I would also understand if they are not able to anymore. Kasi nga, iba-iba na yung growth nila. And then some went into acting pa. Alam mo yun, may ganong factor pa. May ibang career paths pa silang in-explore. So talagang medyo mahirap na ibalik sa dati. And that's when the death starts coming in, I guess.
Although prayers for EXO-Ls, na sana hindi yun mangyari. Na sana yung magbalik pa sila. Oo.
Correct. Kasi it's a huge impact talaga on the fans. I mean, I would also say na ang curse din happens not just on these idols but also on the fans. Kasi suddenly, you're, like what I was saying kanina, suddenly you're not with anything to look forward to anymore. Diba? And I read that for some, that really feels a little bit, it would feel like an emotional fatigue. I mean, the long wait can also be very taxing on you. Kahit na gano'n ka super fanay na, no, I can wait. I mean, you know, I kind of understand how fans would feel maybe a bit abandoned. Maybe there's a bit of grief also kasi parang, oh, I'm so sad. I have no one to run to because I'm sad right now. But I don't have my members to help me out or something.
Tsaka factor din yung time kasi sa mga earlier gens, 'di ba, it used to be 2 years talaga. Tas ngayon naging 18. So parang ang laking factor nung 6 months eh. Kaya siguro mas nahirapan yung mga first, second gen to come back with a bang. Kasi ang tagal nga ng hintay ng fans. Kasi ngayon nakakagulat parang tapos na pala, nakalabas na pala siya. Parang ganun na siya, diba? Because in your head, feeling mo ang tagal. Pero yung 1.5 years is faster than you actually think.
Correct.
There's
this term I encountered. It's called enlistment anxiety. Yun nga, as Mon mentioned din kanina, parang all those feelings nga na nangyayari as a fan, parang yung sense of abandonment, parang there's no one to run to, parang, and at the end of the day, parang it tests. And because K-pop is admittedly founded on parasocial relationships.
Exactly.
Alam mo yun?
Yes.
So parang it really tests the bond of the fan and the idol. And alam mo yun, as a fan, not knowing anything about them, parang it really, coming from a time na anday mong alam tungkol sa kanila, biglang you have no knowledge about what they're doing. Except for the teeny-tiny things that they're like sharing with you. So it can really test that bond nga that the fan and the idol has. So, yun nga, parang it will, in some cases, eventually lead you to, like, look for other groups. And admittedly, for me, yun yung nangyari. Kasi, I mean, as an army, alam mo yun, parang like, lifeline ko talaga sila nung pandemic. And then, nung nawala na sila, and not even nang habang nung nawala na sila, pero knowing kasi na parang, alam mo yun, okay, mag-hiatus na sila for like, 18 months, ganun. Parang you kind of like unconsciously try to like look for other things that you can go to. Pero baka calling ko naman kasi din talaga yun. Ang pagpunta sa mundo ng 17. And very thankful for BTS opening that door and like was like leading me to them. But like admittedly, ganun din yung nangyari sa akin. So, ayun.
I want to add lang to that. Like, for me, because, syempre, BTS nga yung parang pinaka-gateway to this world. With BTS kasi, parang, ang daming pinagdaanan with everything, pati sa enlistment, to the very end, na parang, ayan na, nakapag ano na sila sa UN, pwede na yan ma-exempt. Ang daming usapan until that law came out. So parang your emotions are kind of being played with. And even if, I remember Jin would always say, I'm ready to enlist anytime. Just call me, I'll go. Lagi siyang nagsasabi ng ganon. Pero the way it is being pag binibitawan yung salitang yun dati, it felt so final, it felt so sad, parang ganon. That's why parang it felt so emotional with them. Kaya ako, thankful sa 17. Kasi ito nga si Hoshi, ihahatid ko na yan mamayang gabi. Halika na. Bilisan mo, mag-training na tayo. Ganon.
Correct.
Pero like, with the way that he doesn't look at it, or I guess, I don't know if BTS looked at it that way, but that's how I felt as a fan. Pero parang kay Hoshi, parang it's reality, gagawin ko to. Tapos nagtatanong na siya sa ibang mga sunbae, paano maligo? Di ba nakatingin silang lahat? Tapos sabi niya, di pakita mo! Titingin naman sila. Tapos parang si Hoshi, oo nga, tama, ganun na yung gagawin ko. Papakita na lang ako. Mga ganun.
Gusto mo naman yan eh.
Correct. But I really like how it's more, yung ganun, parang, gagawin ko, babalik naman ako eh. Parang mas may ganun. So, parang mas madali din for me i-accept yung enlistment that way because they're just making it as a reality and not as like a death sentence. Hindi itong end. Kaya nga nagbitaw siya ng let's challenge eternity. Babalik naman eh. Correct. Yung ganun. So, I guess parang that's the difference na parang hindi naman matatapos. It's a long time na mawawala sila but that's not the end. So that's parang what I appreciate about Hoshi.
Parang ano siya, between BTS, love you. Between BTS and parang 17, parang may narrative change. Alam mo yun? Parang hindi na nga siya, kasi I mean like, reading up on it, parang past generations talaga, death sentence siya eh. Alam mo yun? And I think kasi parang it comes with experience na marami din kasing gano'n nangyari. Also, I don't know, suspetsa ko lang naman to, hindi naman ako like aral sa mga ganitong bagay, pero like feeling ko, na parang yung emphasis din on it as a death sentence. Also kasi parang really emphasizes the whole BTS law kasi, alam mo yan. And we know that BTS kasi is a lot of money. You know what I mean? So parang, I mean, they need to push that narrative para mangyari yung BTS law. And alam mo yun, kasi I mean, nagagalit na yung sambayan ng army. Alam mo yun? Kailangan natin silang pasayahin. So, correct. Alam mo yun, yun nangyari. Pero, yun nga, it's so nice na may ganun ngang shift in narrative na parang it feels a little bit lighter to accept now compared to like when BTS, did it before.
Although admittedly, well, since BTS din kasi, dahil mas malapit nga sila dun sa generations na, yun nga, may death sentence sa mga careers nila. I mean, I'd also understand why it was very difficult for them to treat it as a challenge like Hoshi, Well, maliban sa ibang klaseng tao din kasi ang isang Hoshi. Pero diba, I mean, and I think, and it's not just for idols. Imagine for an ordinary Korean man.
Exactly.
Who has to suddenly drop their lives at the peak of their youth, usually.
Yeah.
Correct.
Na ito yung time na I read na usually yung mga Korean men, they would enlist either after high school or after a couple of years after college, after starting university. So yun yung mga time na medyo nandun ka sa stage na I can do anything.
Exactly.
And then suddenly you have to follow this law. You have to enlist. And you have to live a life na there's no privacy, you're living in a room with 12 other guys, you're always in constant surveillance, everything is timed and scheduled. Yeah, but not earning.
But not earning. Always in fatigues. Never in designer clothes.
What I'm saying lang is, like, as young men, diba, parang it's a little bit dream crushing in a way kasi ito yung time na you're trying to figure out the dream that you want to form. And paano pa tong idols na to? Kasi at they had an earlier start na they already built this dream and they already are in the middle of it. And then suddenly they have to stop. Parang hirap talaga.
And also, enlisting is not easy. Like, being in the military, the training is harsh. And we know how extremely hierarchical societies, places work. There's always some sort of abuse that happens there. It's traumatizing for some people. It's really not a place that you go to with a happy heart. Because aside from it's being mandatory, next, ang dami. Like, I mean, kahit nga dito sa Pilipinas, kapag may kakilala kang sundalo, meron talagang, alam mo yung bigat ng pinagdaanan para makadating dun. And even if it's just like a year and a half, 2 years of their lives, they still have to go through all of that. Sakit din yun.
I watched yung Englishman in Korea.
Korean Englishmen?
Korean Englishmen.
Korean Englishmen? Yeah.
Yeah. So they went to boot camp, right? So they were there for 2 days in the Navy. They trained in the Navy. And it was so hard. I mean, tas hindi siya physical strength. They kept on repeating, it's not the physical, it's the mental that's screwing them.
Correct. Mental
all
stamina.
over. Yeah, it's the mental stamina that you need the most. So kahit na parang some of them kasi mas active, lalo na that producer kasi nakisawsaw yung yung producer / cameraman na pogi, yun.
Oo.
Si Josh.
Si Josh.
Oo, si Josh.
Siyang host.
Oo. Parang, so nakisawsaw kasi siya sa mga activities and sa mga training sessions. And sobrang niya, super ma-gym person siya. Pero hirap na hirap siya. But not because he can't do it physically. It's more of mentally, he can't keep on going. Kasi parang in these boot camps, they're made to make you repeat something over and over again until you get used to it. So imagine, like, parang I can't lift it. It's you saying that you have to tell yourself that I can't lift the log anymore, but you have to lift it again. Alam mo yun? It's a battle in your mind kasi technically kaya ng katawan niya. Pero hindi na kaya ng utak niya kasi pagod na siya or something. So yun yung tinetrain nila technically. And it is fucking hard. Like I'm so grateful I'm not a man and I'm not Korean because I know I'm gonna fail it. Like 100%. I will not be able to do what they do.
Kahit na magka-abs. For abs.
Feeling ko talaga mag-fail ako eh. Grabe talaga yung log. Panoorin nyo talaga yung episode with the log. Like, oh my God. Like, and then, diba, they also did the, what do you call that? The gas chamber thing, which was very, very difficult for me to watch, by the way, given, what we remember of the Holocaust and stuff. Bigat. Sorry. Pero, I had a hard time watching that episode. But a lot of the boys were saying na they would rather take the gas chamber than the log because the log was fucking difficult. So basically, to those who don't know the log, they have to carry this 120 kilogram log. Maganda. Ang ganda ng finish, black. Na naka-satin finish. But anyway, so group sila, I think there were about 12 of them in a log. And then, they have to lift it. Tas hindi lang siya lift. As in, minsan you have to squat. Minsan you have to lift it with one hand. You have to put it in your head. And then, basta it's a whole exercise. And then they have to repeat it like 3 times over. But, yeah, it's a mental toll on these men. What more in the idols? Kasi maliban for this, like what a regular Korean man would go through. I mean, imagine the anxiety getting into this service. They might lose their careers because nga, enlistment. Baka they lose their fans. What if mawala yung relevance nila or something? Actually, I want to talk about this kasi dahil nga naman na sinasabi nga natin na kakalabas lang na RM, na V, Jimin, Jungkook. And RM did a live immediately after being discharged. And basically, he was saying that he absolutely hated the experience. And I really felt for him. Like, I really, really felt bad na, oh my God, putang ina talaga. Like, I can't believe a lot of them have to go through that. And for a person pa who's so vocal about the hopes for reunification.
Yeah.
Here he is in the freaking military, that basically exists. I mean, the reason why he's being trained for it, he's active in it, is because they're at war. So parang nagka-clash yung pinaniniwalaan mo sa kailangan mong gawin. So I can imagine how mentally straining it must have been for him.
I saw that Weavers, and parang I'm thankful for his frankness and his vulnerability and his openness na parang like he really wanted to share with us his experience. As in, nag-name drop pa siya ng mga friends niya na create niya doon. Alam mo yun, na nakakatuwa. And I really feel for his struggle. Kasi, nakakatuwa yung sinabi pa niya. Parang I thought I was gonna do a good job.
Which
Kasi
is also
hindi pala-
what we thought about him. Diba?
Oo,
Parang sa
actually.
kanilang lahat, siya yung naisip ko na talagang magsa-thrive.
Oo. Yun. Nakakatuwa na si Taeyong ang nag-thrive. Pero
Correct.
kasi feeling ko, parang ang difference, I guess in terms of, I mean, from how I know of them, parang it feels like RM is a very introspective person. And it's good that you pointed out nga na parang meron siyang conflicting idea, I guess, of like, how life should be. Alam mo yun, na parang like yung beliefs niya about reunification, going against like the whole concept of like enlistment, conscription, and all that. Parang very introspective siya. And then he also mentioned din kasi na parang at that time, parang ang dami nangyari sa Hive, diba? Last year, like the whole, I'm assuming it was a New Jeans situation. And I guess that didn't really sit well with him. But I think with Taeyong though, he's the kind of like go with the flow kind of guy. You know what I mean? Alam mo yun? Parang he doesn't think too much about it. Alam mo yun? He's there, he's very present. And I think that's why it was a different experience for him altogether. Yun yung feeling ko So, ayun. But super gets yung mental toll. And as I was like listening to his live, parang siya nagkaroon ng existential crisis. Parang gano'n yung nangyari. Kasi parang like, naawa talaga ako. Parang like not sleeping. Alam mo yun, 7 to 8 hours siyang gising. The hell?
Yeah.
Oh my
Tapos
gosh.
magbubuhat ka ng logs the next day. Kakapagod, sir.
Yeah.
My God.
Or
And
music lesson.
Cute yun though.
I think like naman din, like iba din kasi yung burden kay Namjoon as the leader of BTS. That's why he was more affected with the things that are happening in Hybe versus Taeyong, who is Taeyong. Parang yun ang sabi ko.
I don't think it's not that he didn't care, but he's just Taeyong.
He's just Taeyong. Yeah, exactly. Yung kay Namjoon, like even we know he was so proud of his house. He meticulously decorated everything in his house. And when he finally revealed it to armies before, it was such a delight na parang, my God, the house is so you. Ikaw na ikaw lahat to. And then during that live, he was like, this is not me anymore. Hindi na ito. Papalitan ko lahat to. Hindi na, parang these are all parang reminders of the past me who I'm not anymore. Even my clothes, aside from the fact that he says it doesn't fit me anymore, pero parang hindi. Kailangan na ng complete rehaul. Like, somebody who I felt who has a very strong core, strong sense of self, all of a sudden, all of that broke down there because of his enlistment. And I guess there's also may pagka-unfair treatment. I'm just guessing because he is BTS. He is Namjoon. He was there speaking in front of the UN. So, power trip din siguro yan ng ibang mga nandun. Kasi dito, pantay-pantay tayo. Ako, mataas sa'yo, ikaw mababa ka. So, I can say whatever I want to you. I'm just guessing. I don't know what actually happened. Pero, hindi. Madami na ring mga idols na nagsabi na ganun yung experience nila when they enlist. Because they know that you're popular eh. So, mas lalo ka nilang aanuhin na, hindi, dito hindi ikaw si BTS Namjoon. Dito hindi ikaw si G-Dragon Big Bang. Hindi. Ganto ka lang dito. So, I guess parang that would really take a toll on you. And, hindi pa natin nakikita si Namjoon with like his activities. Pero ako lang personally, as in, kitang-kita ko yung shift kay Hobie. Kasi parang before he enlisted...
Dahil nagubad na siya?
But before he enlisted, he's literally sunshine. He's DK of BTS. The day he was, the day na released talaga no? Pero nung Freedom Day niya,
discharge,
his smile was different. And then, diba, Jin had this whole shtick that he kidnapped Hobie para, oli ka na, mag-variety ka na ulit, idol ka na ulit eh. He was so different. Even his smile, his laugh, it was all so different. Although, ang cool nilang dalawa kasi parang zombie-zombie, parang may nagta-target shooting sila eh. So, medyo cool yun na parang, natuto talaga sila. Ang galing nila sa barel.
Correct.
But I feel like Hobie's smile changed. His whole demeanor changed. And it hasn't been something he has actually really talked about. But true. Ako lang as a fan, I could see the difference. I'm not saying it's good or bad. But I'm just saying, sobrang ibang-iba na siya.
Correct.
Right.
You know what they say, na parang going into military is kind of like a rite of passage. Na parang, pagpasok mo, totoy ka pa. Paglabas mo, lalaki ka na. Alam mo yun? Parang, it kind of felt that way. Alam mo, I mean, especially like with the Hobie that we're seeing now. I mean, it's either like, they're riding that thought process na din, na parang like, now that they've escaped from the military, parang like they can be a little bit more mature, like the Korean people, their fans will like accept them in another form. Kasi parang inisip ko like, will pre-enlistment Hobie be able to take off his shirt and dance topless? Or did it allow him to, or parang is it easier for us to accept a topless Hobie? Kasi nakapag-enlist na siya. More not us, actually. At tayo kasi parang feeling ko wala tayong pake masyado. But like the Koreans, parang are they more willing to accept a topless Hobie now that he's, done with his enlistment? Oh, a man.
Lang,
parang ganun.
what I just hate how maturity or being a man is equated to being more distilled, not having that bright smile anymore, not being happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
Maturity does not mean being serious and being so stern about everything. We know that he has that side. We know that BTS is scared of him kasi grabe yan sa dance. Papansinin niya lahat. Pero, nababalance out yun ng happy demeanor niya. Because even like dun sa mga variety na napanood ko siya, like sa I Live Alone, tapos sa Omnificent View, parang yung The Manager, iba as in sobrang wala lang. Okay lang naman if this is like really his direction, pero I just don't like na being a man is equated to not smiling as you used to.
Stoicness. Parang ganun.
Oo.
And maybe he just learned something different about himself too. I mean, for these idols who have been doing what they've been doing for a while and then they enlist, suddenly kasi biglang they get to learn essentially a new skill set, a new way of living that they're obviously not used to. But I absolutely agree that there is something different about Hobie when he came out. Like, I don't think naman I like him any less, but I just know that he's different. And going back also to what RM was saying, na parang I wanna change everything about this house because this is not the new person. This is not the me that I know anymore, blah, blah, blah. I kind of remember so during the pandemic kasi, I was stuck in a condo. Unlike you, Trency, who went home, I didn't go home. So I was alone in my condo during the lockdown. And once I was able to go home, suddenly, I really told myself, and I told my friends, I think I want to go shopping because I don't want to wear whatever it is that I'm wearing anymore. Because it felt like I don't want to remember. No, or maybe it's not because I didn't want to remember what I was before, but it really felt like a new life has begun once we got out of lockdown. Because there was a new life, it really felt like a new beginning. Parang I wanted everything to change. Parang kumbaga, sana wala na akong bit-bit na anything from the past because alam ko iba na dapat ang tinutungtungan ko, ang ginagamit ko or something. Kasi iba na talaga. So I can't help but feel for what these guys have been saying. Na coming out of this military experience, I can just imagine the overhaul that they have to do to get back on their feet. Actually, itong curse na to, so we've been saying nga na itong BTS, ngayon pa lang natin malalaman if they will be cursed or not. I really feel like it talaga yung crucial time for it. Sila yung parang what do you call this, critical yung success nila in a way after this enlistment. Kasi kahit papano, they were able to plan it out kasi na, ayun, ang bilis lang ng enlistment nila. In 2 years, they were complete again. Diba? Unlike some groups, parang minsan umaabot ng 6 years bago sila magsama-sama ulit together. And then, because of Weverse, because of YouTube, and mga recordings, like Jin was able to record something every month that he was away.
Sweet.
So we were able to receive something from him every month that he was gone. So nandun yung visibility. Parang, and they would release something even when they were gone. Like, diba sina was it Jimin and Jungkook, didn't they release like a bunch of songs when they were enlisted? So parang, alam mo, nandun sa plano
And
yun.
their variety.
Yes, and their variety.
Oo nga.
Alam mo na nasa plano nila na they shouldn't be not visible. So ngayon, itong success ng BTS after enlistment, dito natin malalaman kung gumana nga yung ginawa nila. Parang ganun. And in a way, parang ito din yung parang magsasabi kung ano nga ba dapat ang formula. Because if they're successful, ito na yung pwedeng gawin ng iba, ng lahat, di ba? So that we can abolish this so-called curse nga. Pero if hindi, shucks, ano pang pwedeng gawin? Di ba? Parang may ganun.
Correct. Based sa mga nabasa ko, parang I think BTS, what they did with this enlistment is parang kumbaga, in a way, perfecting what some have already tried to accomplish prior to that. In all fairness, these new idols kasi they're living in an age where it's a lot easier. Alam mo yun? With social media.
Correct.
Alam mo, it's easier to
Weverse.
make people engaged even if you're not there. Kasi parang, kasi you can plan ahead. Alam mo yun?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alam mo yun, isi-schedule mo na lang. Yung nangyayari ngayon sa 17, parang it's a lot easier for me to accept what's gonna happen to them. Kasi I've seen how time flew by with BTS. And the fact that parang, meron na naman silang content. Alam mo yun, may music video na naman sila. May binibenta na naman sila. Alam mo yun? Parang like, alam mo yun, so it doesn't feel that, parang the longing is not that hard to do. Alam mo yun. And not just BTS, parang like, it was also mentioned na SHINee also did a great job with it. Parang like, when they were, alam mo yun, when the older members were gone, si Taemin yung natira, parang he did his solos, alam mo yun. And habang nasa enlistment sila, habang nagsisolo si Taemin, kineri niya yung bandera ng SHINee. So that when they all came back together and they actually did like a concert recently na, alam mo yun, parang like everyone was so excited about it kasi nandiyan pa rin sila. GOT7, diba? Alam mo yun, nag-reunion din sila, diba? Parang, basically, it's really just smarter management and just being lucky because the times allow them to do that.
Agree with all of that na parang sobrang laki ng, yun nga, bumabalik din sa sinasabi natin na planning eh. Siguro yun din yung frustration with what they did with EXO. Kasi, bakit hindi nga na-plan ng maayos? If they were able to do it with SHINee, granted, SHINee, 4 lang sila compared to EXO na mas madami. And we know how talented they all are. Anyway, I'm not part of the fandom. I don't know like the inner workings if there's something that I'm missing. Pero yun lang din talaga yung ano. And again, agreed, because there's social media nowadays. Diba parang si JK nakapag-live pa siya nung December, nagpaalam siya sa company para siguraduhin na pwede to kasi gusto kong mag-live Tapos, binigyan siya ng binigay sa kanya yung permission to do it. Because pwede na yan gawin ngayon. And I can just imagine how hard it is before. Bukod sa pixelized na nga yung napapanood mo sa mga idol mo. Ang bagal ng internet mo. Tapos pag nag-enlist sila, susulat na lang ba ako? Sasagot mo siya sa sulat ko? Parang ganon. So like we're in a better time right now. And I love that even like Jonghan and Wonwoo, they do release content every once in a while. Nakakatawa yung pinaka-last na every Wonwoo. Walang ginawa si Wonwoo. Tahimik lang siya. Let the subs go do the talking. Ganon. Which is so him.
I know.
So him. Naglalakad-lakad lang siya. Fashion week yun eh. Naglalakad-lakad lang siya. Wala siyang sinasabi. Tapos kung ano na sinasabi ng subs. What are you doing, carrots? Mga ganon. I'm walking kasi ganito.
Kasi wala pa siyang voice-over. Subs lang talaga.
Correct.
Subs lang talaga. As in, it's so him. Na-imagine ko yung mga one-word na, ito talaga yung hinintay ko eh. Titigan lang yung mukha niya.
Correct.
Important test.
But yeah, diba, there are things like that na you can still release, you can still do. And I feel like now, kasi we also have the liberty of like a quote-unquote proper send-off, na I feel like dun sa dati kasi parang yun, nasashock na lang sila. Mag-enlist na siya bukas, ganun.
Correct.
But we're lucky we were able to have that with Jongan, with Wonu, and now with the 96ers. So like, sana laging ganun, maayo. Kasi, tama naman, hindi naman siguro yung biglang, bukas dito ka na. Hindi naman ganun eh. Diba? Kasi ngayon 3 months before kay Hoshi tsaka kay Woozi. So, there's ample time to plan.
Correct.
And to have a proper, din naman with the fans. Cool off period.
Period.
Oo,
Long
correct.
distance relationship.
Oo, para para ka-stretch your, legs. Para handa ka na, diba?
Oo.
So, kaya important pala yung mga hi, this is big hit. Naalala ko yung sunod-sunod silang mag-enlist.
Correct.
Diba? Parang halos
Sa puso.
araw-araw may hi, this is big hit. Tapos yung announcement, parang, talaga ba? Pero nakatulong, I mean, syempre mahirap, pero nakatulong siya kasi at least alam natin na mangyayari na siya. This is it. Alam mo yon. Because we kept on wondering, but this is it. Parang ganon.
And what I find interesting, parang like it's become part of your story na as a fan. Alam mo yun? Na parang kumbaga hindi na lang siya yung parang, mag-enlist sila, maghanap na ako iba. Alam mo yun? Parang hindi na siya ganun eh. Kasama na yung pag-welcome mo sa kanila pabalik as part of your story as a fan. So parang, alam mo yun? So you kind of like, kahit na for example, that time na mawala sila, tapos you go astray. Harap ka mo na iba. Pero pagbalik nila, parang like you're excited about it. What I said, like it's just part of your story. So, nakakatawa.
Yeah.
Meron pa akong isang thought. Kasi like, so nabasa ko nga na Super Junior was also affected by this curse. They didn't get back on their feet na. And that's Super Junior. Like,
Ano ba yan? SM? Do better. Kanina pa sila.
Bakit sa SM
Sa mga big groups.
Malaki talaga
Oo nga
problema
eh.
nila.
Oo.
Pero, with what happened naman to them, like, all of them, they're very active pa rin now. They still have careers.
Correct.
So, what happened was, they still entered these other avenues in the entertainment industry. So, a lot of them are hosting, some have their shows, alam mo yon. And I can't help also but feel, kasi parang syempre after enlistment, baka nga din naman may iba ka nang hinahanap as a person. At baka nga hindi na sa'yo I mean, them as artists.
Yeah.
Baka through that experience, kailangan nila din to do something else. And them entering, acting and other, things, other creative forms, hindi ba essentially hindi siya curse? Kasi they were able to spread their wings more. Or, I don't know, parang kumbaga, maybe they were able to find something else that they're good at din pala.
Yeah.
So at least they didn't die completely. They're still there. They found something else. And they're all doing well. Most are doing well. If not, like, family. I mean, a lot of them are doing well.
Yeah.
So, baka din kailangan din itong curse that we kept on repeating. Lalo na nga with these changes that we mentioned because nga of how times have changed. Baka din we also have to embrace it as them coming out of the military. They can be different persons and, as a person, pwede rin magbago din kasi passion mo. Alam natin yan. Like, alam mo yun, nagsishift yung mga gusto natin in our careers and stuff. So, is it really a curse or was it an opportunity for them to find something else?
Yeah, di ba parang, I think, either Yoongi, Hobi, or Hoshi. Ang lalayo, di ba? Yung nagsabi na parang, part of being an idol is being part of memories. So parang, they've served, kung ganun nga yung path na gusto ng isang idol, na after nilang mag-enlist, they're done with the idol life, they want to explore something else. They've done their share being part of our memories. 17! Let's challenge eternity Walang part of memories. Dapat magkasama hanggang the end. Pero, yun, that was already a gift na we are so thankful to have as fans. And if there's anything I hate sa pagiging toxic fans, yung pinipigilan mo yung idol gawin kung ano man yung gusto niya. Nandyan ang dating, nandyan ang mag-explore, nandyan yung YouTube live stream, tapos may kalarong girl, tapos nagagalit. This is why we can't have good things, girls. Girls lang talaga. Girls and boys. Kasi pinipigilan nyo masyado nyo yung finifit sa ano man yung idea ninyo. So like, you have to love the person for whatever evolution they have to come hanggang sa maging final Pokemon sila. Tama ba yun? Nagiging final Pokemon,
yes,
di ba? Pero yun, kailangan mo yun i-accept and i-love all the way. And if within that journey, you fall out of love, you don't support the person anymore, it is not an airport, there's no need for you to announce the departure.
Ay, ang
Gumawa
ganda!
ka na lang. Sinasabi yun sa Twitter, ginaya ko lang.
Ang ganda.
Dapat di mo na sinabi, hindi ko malalaman.
Kasi baka makopyright ako. Umalis na lang kayo, di ba? Okay lang naman. Kung ayaw nyo na supportahan, go! Umalis na kayo. It's fine. They've served their purpose. They're there in your memories.
Correct.
Di ba nga yung
I agree.
I think I said this to you early this week, Pia. Parang I picked it up from this show called Sirens on Netflix. They kept on repeating, if it doesn't serve you, move on. Parang leave and move on. So parang ganun lang din siya.
If it doesn't resonate.
No one's at fault. Yeah, if no one's at fault, it just doesn't work anymore. So just move forward. Yun lang naman yun.
Ako, parang I get why it's a curse. Not just for idols, alam mo yun, for a lot of Korean men. Parang, as we've constantly mentioned nga, it becomes a big shift in their usual daily life. Alam mo yun, it's a time when they can't think of themselves. Where they can't think of their future, when they can't think of what they want to do. Ganon. They have to think of their countrymen and their country. Alam mo yun. And I understand why it's a curse, but end of the day, it's what you get out of it that matters. Alam mo yun.
So power na lang to these idols. Doesn't have to be a curse. You can choose to believe what it is. Pero kayo, mga Sarang Bays, ano ang thoughts nyo on military enlistment? Do let us know in the comments. We'll be waiting. Let's talk about it. Baka meron pa kaming hindi naisip and may iba pa kayong thoughts that, can enlighten us more. Usap tayo, chika tayo. Our DMs are always open. But, of course, before we end this episode, meron akong hinandang game. And feeling ko nga mas handang-handa ako doon kaysa sa aking vocabulary tonight. Our game is called Music or Military. Basically, I am going to be giving a word or a phrase, and Pia and Trency will have to guess if it is A, a song title, a K-pop song title, B, a military term, or C, both. So paramihan lang to ng points. And let's see kung gaano ka-extensive ang knowledge natin on military terms. Ha?
0.
Malay nyo.
Marching band.
Saxophone.
Salute.
Salute. Mali.
Salute.
So, gets yun naman yung game, di ba? So, okay. Start na tayo. Starting with the word echo. Is it military? Is it K-pop? Or is it both?
Both.
You are correct. 1 point each. So, echo.
Yes, Hoshibuzi.
And also, Jin.
Okay, sorry. Ginagawa ko pa yung choreo.
So,
Hata, let's go.
Ano siya? Ano ba yung echo? It's like a military alpha code, di ba? So, ito yung Alpha Bravo.
Yun pala yun.
Yeah.
Hindi nyo alam? Nahula
Charlie
lang
Hinulaan
ako.
ko lang. Kasi
Hindi,
it
alam
seems
ko.
like it's right. Ako hinulaan ko lang.
Okay.
Admittedly.
Good job,
okay,
Pia.
yun pala yun.
Good job.
Okay. Yung
Alpha
ano,
Bravo,
Alpha Bravo,
Charlie, Delta.
Echo.
Pag may kausap ka tapos you're trying to reserve, sometimes ginaganyan ka, military code. Para, ano pangalan dito, ma'am? Trency po, Tango.
Back in the days na naka-landline pa lahat.
Correct.
Kasi ngayon pwede na i-text eh.
Correct. Oo
Correct,
nga.
correct.
Oo, correct.
So, mga hindi nakakaalam. Okay, next. Guerrilla.
Both.
Confident
Okay.
si Pia, kaya both din ako.
Dapat sabay-sabay. Mag-go na nga ako para sabay kayo magsasabi ng answer. Sorry, nagkamali ako doon. But yes, 2 points for each of you. So 2 points each na kayo because Guerrilla is a song.
Yeah.
Yes, by 80s. And it is an irregular military force. Sila yung mga nanga-ambush, nagsasabotage.
Mga NPA.
Tsaka it's a zoo term.
Yes.
Or
that is
the
correct.
species closest to man.
There's also a Western artist that presents as a
Yes.
cartoon.
Gorillas.
Oo. And then there's also an artist part of Hobie's Killing It Girl. Gorillas.
Next round, we have glitch mode. Is it military, K-pop, or both? And go.
K-pop.
K-pop.
Oh, ang galing nyo guys. So yes, glitch mode is a song from NCT Dream.
NCT.
Wow, 3 points each. Okay, next. The phrase is fall out. And go.
Military.
Wow. Okay, and the point goes to Pia.
Oh.
It's just a military term. So walang kanta na fall out. Merong fall out
Boy.
boy. Pero hindi siya K-pop.
Okay.
Okay, 4 points Pia, 3 points
Okay.
Chansey. Next, the term is chill kill. And go.
K-pop.
K-pop.
Nagagaya lang si
Chill
Trency.
Kill. Hindi, alam ko yung chill kill na Red Velvet, ha?
Okay,
Nagagalit.
sige. Very good.
And a chill kill.
So 1 point ahead pa rin si Pia. Next is No Man's Land. And go.
Military.
Galing nyo guys. Shit. Very good. Pero 1 point ahead pa rin si Trency. Ay, si
Si
Trency
Pia.
tuloy. Si Pia.
Si Pia, ano yun, military
next
girl yun.
word. Oo nga eh.
Oo. Hindi niya alam, hindi
Sa
Congress
Congress.
kinover ko, civil defense.
Civil defense. Hindi, sergeant din siya. Nakatanggap din siya 60,000 pesos. For the Korean government. What?
Okay. The word is thunder. And go.
Both?
K-pop.
And the point goes to Trency. So
pantay
thunder
na tayo.
is a military term. Alam mo ba kung ano yon?
Down under?
Matanda.
Ah, hindi. Yung sa
Hindi.
sa Tropic Thunder?
No. So in World War II, it's what the US Army used as a code to indicate if you're a friendly or enemy. Yun yung pag pinanood niyo yung Band of Brothers or yun yung kay Tom Hanks.
Saving
that
Private
movie.
Forrest Gump.
Saving Private Ryan.
Oo.
Parang the soldiers would go, flash! And then you have to answer thunder. If you don't answer thunder, ibig sabihin you're the enemy.
So code
It's
name
their
siya.
code to know if,
Oo.
you're part of the team. Ganon.
Ah.
Flash, thunder, flash, ganon.
Okay. Ganun pala.
Okay, next is camouflage. Is it K-pop, military, or both?
Both?
Military.
Okay, so 1 point ahead ulit si Pia. Because
Ay,
it
napantay
is
kami.
just...
Hindi.
Oo nga.
Oo.
Tama.
Hindi,
Okay.
nag-one ahead
Oo.
na si Trency.
Humabol ako tapos nakamouflage
Oo.
ako eh. Dapat nga maglalagay ako dito pero parang masyado naman distracting.
Oh, namimiss ko yung mga panahon yun.
Oh, dapat
Nag-face
ginawa natin
makeup
today.
tayo.
Oo nga eh.
Oo nga eh. O ito, handa kayo sa word na to. Bumbaya. Go.
Both?
Gusto ko yung sabihin both. Kasi parang ang saya kung
Oo nga
military
eh,
term
kung
siya.
meron. Oo.
Ang saya, no? Kung military din siya. But
Oo.
no, it is just a K-pop song by Blackpink.
I-lobby natin yan. Di gawin sa Pilipinas.
Diba?
Oo.
Bumbaya.
Correct.
Tapos sasayaw sila ng black.
Next time. Mm-mm.
I have about 5 more. Last 5.
Okay.
Okay, onti na lang. Okay, the term is blue hour. Is it military, K-pop, or both? And go.
Both?
K-pop.
Parang tagal na kasi hindi nagbo-both eh.
It is just a K-pop song. So, it's from TXT. Technically, ang military term that they use is 0 hour. So, that's when the military operation starts. And ang mas closer to it is 0 o'clock ng BTS. Okay, ito. Black Mamba. Is it military, K-pop, or both?
Both.
Akala ko mag-go ka.
Ay, sorry.
Yes,
Oo nga eh. Okay, but it is both. Pero alam nyo ba kung saan nanggaling ang Black Mamba na hindi Aespa song? I mean, maliban sa Aespa song siya.
Si Samantha
sa
Mamba.
NBA.
Samantha Mamba.
Hirap nyo kausap. But this is pretty interesting because apparently Black Mamba in South Africa, there is this Black Mamba anti-poaching unit. And it's an all-female unit dedicated to protecting wildlife. Technically not military. I actually just wanted to mention that there is a unit called the Black Mamba. Pero merong Black Mamba na vehicle, na military vehicle. So it is a military term. Interesting, no? How about
Bumbaya.
this?
Diba? Black Mamba! Ay, hindi kailangan gawin natin yung
Yung ginawa na 17.
Ginawa na 17.
Yung spider nila.
Isaac.
Correct. Last two. Si Pia's leading 2 points. Habol ka na lang, Trency.
Sige.
The term is Black
Napayatin
Swan.
ka tuloy.
Black Swan?
Is it K-pop, military, or both?
Both.
And go.
K-pop.
Ang nanalo sa round na to ay si Trency. So, did you know that the military described this as an unexpected high-impact event that can significantly alter the course of operations or warfare? So, ang isang sample ng isang Black Swan event, the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. December 7, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. Sting, no? You learn something new. And finally, 1 point ahead na lang si Trency. Itong
si Pia.
round na to, si Pia pala, makakahabol ba si Trency? Or ang mananalo ay si Pia?
Bumbaya!
The word is... AWOL. And go.
Military?
Oh, galing. Very, very good.
Yeah.
So it means absent without leave. So basically, okay, you can go, but you can't leave. Iba pala siya sa, tawag dito? Iba pala siya sa Iba siya sa desertion. Kasi yun, parang nawala lang siya for a time. Yung pag-desertion, parang you
Hindi
really
siya-
left, escape.
Hindi siya
Hindi na
walang
bumalik.
permission. Correct.
Oo. Tapos nakakatawa lang, kaya ko siya in-include kasi parang it really reminds me of like K-pop band names.
Actually.
Parang
Kaya
iho.
ko
Or
siya
like a
in-include.
fandom name. Shawol.
Oo. Diba? Mga... Oh my
Shine
God,
of the
nalaman
world.
ko na yung BOA pala means best of Asia.
Oh
my God. Like, it's so amazing.
And
Tama
legit,
naman.
to be
Nararapat
fair,
naman. Nararapat naman kay Boa.
natalo niya. Parang pwede silang pumantay sa Asia Songbird.
Girl, hindi
Diba?
naisip ko. Asia Songbird.
Diba?
Asia
Songbird.
Oo.
And Best of Asia. Let's go.
ASB.
Asia Songbird,
Best
Best
of
of Asia, tsaka
Sino sa
Malaysia Truly Asia. Same level.
So I hope you guys picked up a few new things today with our game. Ang nanalo sa ating game ay si Pia with
And-
just 1 point.
And with that, papasok ka na sa military tomorrow!
Hello!
You've proven yourself knowledgeable.
How about my mental health po?
Magaling lang sila manghula.
Public service.
Papasaba talaga kayo.
Uy, a lot of it is guessing, huh? And luck.
Yeah, but gut feel also, diba?
Oh, yes, exactly.
So, ayun. So, yeah, that is our episode for today. I hope you guys liked it. Follow us on our socials. We are on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. If you're enjoying our content, we'd love your support. Please hit that follow button and give us 5-star reviews on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Your feedback helps us grow and brings more amazing content your way. Thank you. You're the best. Gumawo. Chegoya. Saranghae!
Saranghae! Salute!
So, nag-research ako yung BOA. Tapos yung ano pala, yung BAP. It's Best Absolute Perfect. Pero ang the best pa rin yung M-Black.
Ano?
I think na-mention yun na to before.
Hindi, pakiulit.
M-Black. Music boys live in absolute quality. Alright.
Tapos parang bagay sa mukha ni Lee Jun. Yung
ba?
naniniwala siyang ako yun.
Naniniwala siya na siya yung absolute quality.
Yes, Lee
Absolute
Jun.
quality.
That
I think
is
yun na
me.
yung motto ko in life. What's your motto in life? To live in absolute quality.
What can I do today for me to be able to live in absolute quality? That's how we start our
I
day.
think it's true. Words of affirmation. Bago ko matulog sa gabi, today has been absolutely quality.